All right, calculus, here's your section 4.2 notes. Notes video for, as I'm making this video, it's Tuesday afternoon here, 2:52 to be precise, or 14:52 military time. I think it's gonna be for Wednesday, 2:12. That's my hunch right now, but we'll see. It's maybe Thursday. I hope it's not for both. Like, then you have more videos. Okay, all this to say, folks, here's the next video. Folks, we are brought to you by Aldi version of the RX bar. Save a few pennies. Gluten-free, plant-based chocolate chip cookies. Yay. And if it's time to run, it's time for noon hydration tablets. All right, premium sponsors. Here, find all. We're going to do a few examples, and then you are going to need another sheet of paper out, or hopefully a nice little completion grade you can turn in. Find all numbers C that satisfy the conclusion of Rolle's theorem. F of x is equal to the square root of x minus 1/3 x on 0 to 9. All right. Now, guys, Rolle's theorem is simply f prime of c equals 0. And the reason is, right here, you'll get on your homework. I think I want you to show me what f of a and f of b are. So like f of 0 is like 0, right? You see that? F of 9, root 9 minus 1/3 times 9. 3 minus 3 is 0. So you don't have to do this whole slope thing, but remember, all we did yesterday was just said f prime of c is equal to the slope. That's what's going on in the mean value theorem, and Rolle's is a very special case of the mean value theorem. All right. So the slope is 0. That's why I can set it equal to 0. Now, this is another way to write f of x. What's the derivative? 1/2. Bring down the power. Minus 1/3. -1 as the power is right there. We're going to move this over. We're going to do a little cross multiplying. This is what we get for x. When we square both sides, we get 3 squared over 4 squared. We get 9 over 4. And that's it. Let's go. It's not, these aren't that tough. All right. Ho. You guys ready? What's your favorite thing to do? Why is there only one question on this page? It seems like there should be more. Now it's time for, yep. You can see it, trig. Let's go, trig time. All right, Rolle's continued. Example 2. F of x is equal to, come on, easy money, cosine 2x. Weird interval, pi eighths to 7 pi eighths. That's because you're gonna double it, all right? That interval is gonna get less weird. I'm not, like, it says Rolle's, guys, I'm not gonna check it. So you gotta just know f prime of c is equal to 0. Because then you're gonna, all right, this is bad. I should check this. You're gonna have cosine of pi fourths, and then you're gonna compare that with cosine of 7 pi fourths, and it's gonna be root 2 over 2, and it's gonna be root 2 over 2. You get the same y value. So it's gonna be 0 over 6 pi over 8, 0 over 3 pi fourths. Anyway, the slope is 0. All right, we should check it. So I take the derivative of cosine 2x, which is negative sine 2x times 2. All right. Attach to there, divide both sides by -2. No, not bad, pretty bueno here. All right, sine 2x is equal to 0. Sine 2x is equal to 0. This, I know you love it when I say, is something that we just talked about in trig. It was on the chapter 6 test that they took last Thursday and Friday. You guys did this. You guys talked about these identities a bunch. All right, so here's what I'm saying. First off, this is sine. Where on the unit circle, it's not the whole unit circle here, but that's what you look at first. Where on the unit circle is sine 0? Sine is y. Where is y 0? Here and here. And where are those spots? You guessed it. Sine is 0 here and here. 0 and pi. Yeah, if you're in degree mode and do sine inverse 0, it's going to say 0. You got to also remember pi. Okay, so what does that mean? That means it's not sine theta 0. It's, theta is 2x. So we set 2x equal to, first time sine is 0. And then we set 2x equal to second time sine is 0. All right, and we got x is 0. And we got x is pi over 2. Now we got to look we got to look at, and what you did from section 4.1 kind of trains you for this. We got to look at the interval. What's, we know also, that's like right in the middle too, periodic stuff. That's pretty cool. I mean, you can look at a graph and see that. Anyway, 0 is not going to count, but pi over 2 is going to be in there. All right, look at that. So C, again, at the end, I say C equals. Not terrible. Not terrible. Am I going a little too quick? Yeah, you're the third of 4 videos. So again, write this down, pause it, rolls. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think we're going to have 4 questions before we have a certain assignment. All right, mean value theorem. Mean value theorem, MVT, as you asked today. Find all numbers C that satisfy the conclusion. All right, so mean value theorem, rolls of a special case says f prime of C is equal to slope. Let's look at A and I look at B and I make a straight line through. There is some point C where the tangent line that goes through C has the same slope. Overall velocity versus instantaneous velocity. Average velocity versus, that's what I'm going to say, versus instantaneous velocity. They're the same there. All right, so the slope is not 0. So you absolutely need to figure out what f of A and f of B are. We're out of order here, just be careful. The slope's got to be correct. All right, so f of 4 is natural log 4. And then f of 1 is natural log 1. E to what power? All right, so remember, we talked about this. Remember we said log base E of x, that's natural log x, and then that's how we got, e to the natural log x is x. Anyway, e to what power gives you 1 is what we're saying. You can also use your calculator at 0. Natural log 1 is 0. Natural log 0 is undefined. We definitely want to know that. Okay, so what's the slope? Natural log 4 minus 0 up top, 4 minus 1 down below. That, yeah. We're going to see something like this here soon as well. Natural log 4 over 3. Cool. That's slope. And then f prime of C is equal to slope. That is, in layman's term, the mean value theorem. So f prime of x, that's an easy one. 1 over x. Let's go. So we set 1 over x is equal to slope. And then worry. Press multiply. 3 is equal to x natural log 4. We're going to divide both sides by natural log 4. And that's it. Like if you type that in your calculator, 3 divided by, I don't know if we've ever got like it can't happen, because these are unique questions. 2.16, which is definitely in the interval 1 to 4. All right. Nice question. A little bit of algebra. We are moving right along here, folks. There it is. This is our last example. So same thing, mean value theorem. Find the value C that, makes the, what was the initial? That satisfy the conclusion of the mean value theorem. All right. It is continuous. It's not continuous at 0. So continuous and differentiable on that interval. So if I accidentally said negative 1 to 3, that would be false. That's why we didn't have 0 in the last one, because natural log 0 undefined. Okay, so f of 1 is 1, f of 3 is 1/3. Now again, if you want to do like the bigger y value minus the smaller y value, that's what we talked about in college algebra. That's fine. It's just that's the bigger one, that's the smaller one. So down below you gotta do 1 minus 3. Okay. Or I can do like where I ended minus where I began over 3 minus 1. That's typically how you're shown in the book. Either way, guys, we get a negative slope. Okay. Now we got to find the derivative of x to the negative first, because that's what it is. Bring down the power, 1 power less. The derivative is negative 1 over x squared. So again, f prime of C is equal to the slope. F prime of C is equal to the slope. As we're saying, we're cross multiplying here. All right, get rid of the negatives. So 3 is equal to x squared. You can pause this if you need to. I'm going to take the square root of 3. I get plus or minus root 3, which is 1.73-ish. But remember. So x can be like, when you solve for x, that's just the algebra. But what is C? Remember, C's got to be positive. It's got to be in the interval 1 to 3. So C is root 3. And what we did yesterday and what we did today, guys, that's going to be it for the mean value theorem. Might have one that's a little more interesting on your homework set, which I might help you with, but you're going to be good to go. Your homework set's going to be due sometime. In fact, if we are off on Wednesday, I'm going to put in some due dates. All right? Separate sheet of paper. Do not turn this sheet of paper in with other notes on it. That is a bad look. You guys are dual credit kids. Do not do that, or, we're going to lose 20%. You heard it here. It's on the YouTube forever. Okay. This is from I think 2 different SIU Calc 1 finals. Yeah, 2 different ones. This is awesome. So they had like 6 derivatives. It was find the derivative of each function. It even said you didn't have to simplify. Like, I don't know if at all. This one you should simplify. All right. And honestly, they were all in our wheelhouse. One was like 1 over 1 plus x to the third. Another one, I don't know why, I only wanted to include 4, but they were all like, we could do them all. That was pretty cool. Calc 1, folks. There it is. Calc 1 on an actual college campus, their final. I like to tell people I got a B+ on their final. I felt pretty good. It was definitely at least a B, maybe an A-. It wasn't like that big of an A because I ended with a B+. All right, what's the derivative of this? 12x squared plus. All right, we got the product rule. Derivative of the first times the second plus the first times derivative of second. What's the derivative of sine 2x? Cosine 2x times the derivative of 2x, which is 2. This is great because your cumulative final is going to have these questions. Plus, what's the derivative of tan? It is secant squared my angle. What's the derivative of the angle? 6x. Okay, x times 2 is 2x. 6x out front. That's it. Derivative of this derivative with respect to x. That's what we're looking at. That's the cleaned up version. I mean, they said they'd give you credit for that. I think you definitely be on the safe side and clean up. Anyway. That's it, easy peasy. Why don't you guys, look at 2, huh? You got time? If you're watching this, natural log, take the derivative of natural log cosine. Come on, this was, I think, actually on your exam or your practice. All right, what's the derivative of natural log u? Again, game plan it over here. Rough draft, 1 over u, du dx. That's it. So 1 over cosine. What's the derivative of cosine? Negative sine. They said they'd be all right with that, but come on, that's the opposite of sine over cosine is tangent. We got to simplify that. Yeah, so again, this was on their sample final. They've changed it. They've just given out sample finals. But that's the best thing to practice. If your future university has sample finals for calc, that's what you need to practice, or any common math course. All right, so what's the derivative of e to the u? It's e to the u, d, in this case, t, but I'm just going to say x. So what's the derivative of e to the secant 3t? It's e to the secant 3t times the derivative of secant 3t. What's the derivative? That's Bell. Of secant 3t, it would be secant 3t, tangent 3t. Finally, what's the derivative of 3t? 3. All right. E to the u, what's the derivative of u? Secant, tangent, again, of the angle. What's the derivative of the angle? 3. Here's how you should clean it up. You should put this followed by this. I would always write e second, just because. We talked about it before when Dr. Rainboat visited us. When she was in the house, we did 4. All right, so first off, you can write it like this. Yeah, sine squared plus cosine squared. That is wild. Yeah, you guys should pick up on that it is a special number, and we'll see why. So again, sine theta squared plus cosine theta squared. Chain rule, bring down the power. U, what's the derivative of u? Cosine. Bring down the power, cosine. What's the derivative of cosine? Negative sine. Oh my gosh, they're opposites. It's 0. What? Why did that happen? Well, because sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Like, this actually equals 1. What's the derivative of 1 with respect to theta? 0, because it's a constant. Mind blown. All right, I think we got like 2 more. This is good. So that was all from chapter 3. Let's see if we can bring it home a little bit, what we're doing this chapter. And here it is. All right, again, this was on a final. You guys can do it. Find the absolute max and min values of f of x is equal to e to the 3x minus 4x on the interval -1 to 2. All right, so this is from 4.1, no mean value theorem. Like, again, in chapter 4, guys, when in doubt, take a derivative set equal to 0. Let's say find minimax values, increasing, decreasing. F prime x equals 0. All right. What's the derivative of f of x? E to the 3x times the derivative of 3x, which is 3 minus 4. There it is. Set it equal to 0. So I added 4 and divided by 3. You guys can do that all in one step. Add 4 divided by 3. I want to solve for x. So I need to get rid of e. I need to attach natural log to both sides. 3x is equal to natural log 4/3. So I'm going to divide by 3. And I just like type that in. That's roughly point, is it 0.096? That seems pretty, yeah, anyway, it's just above 0. All right, so it works. It works. Now, they said you could use decimals here, but come on, we're going to give this a try. All right, so that's an interesting critical number. On your homework set, guys, homework set 2, if it says find the critical number, that'd be it. That'd be it, okay? Homework set 2's got a lot of easy questions. All right, so we got to plug in the lower bound, -1. What's what's f of -1? 3 times -1 is -3 minus 4 times the -1, that's 4. 4 plus e to the -3rd, that's roughly 4.05. Again, check on the calculator. Take a look at this. We're going to plug in natural log of 4/3 divided by 3. What? And that is a 1/3 on the outside, which means you could like take the cube root of that. You don't want to do that. No, thank you. So it's going to be 3 times this, which is nice because the 3's cancel. Then I have e to the natural log 4/3, but we know from college algebra that e to the natural log x is x. That's pretty cool. So that's gonna be 4/3. Sweet. They got to be not too terrible. Oh, then minus 4x. I guess this isn't great. I mean, the 4/3's canceling out. That's there for a reason. Okay, because they're not going to allow potentially a very sophisticated calculator. 4/3 natural log of 4/3. You could factor out the 4/3 and have 1 minus this. Anyway, type this in a calculator. I think you get roughly 1.717, and that's pretty long. Well, we'll see in a second what that is. That is in the running for the minimum, and that's because f of 2, holy cow, e to the 6 minus 8. It's just shy of 400. That's going to be the max. That's going to be the max. All right, it's going to be interesting what you guys pick up there in the hallways. All right, we are just past 3:05. So the max is 2 comma e to the 6 minus 8. And the absolute min is natural log of 4/3 over 3. And then comma, it's that. Like, they say use calculator. Give decimals. You can give that decimal. All right. So again, this is a part of that little assignment you're going to turn in for some points. Lastly, folks, we need to talk about a related rates question. So this is a very good one for us. They didn't give any formulas. What? Remember, that was always my thing, guys. If they give you, SIU gives you a formula, I want to give you the formula. They did not. Uh-oh. All right, a spherical balloon is being filled with air at a steady rate of 4 cubic centimeters a minute. It's being filled with air. All right. That's dV/dt, and it's a positive 4. What is the rates of change of its, oh no, surface area when its radius is 3, surface area when the radius is 3. All right, so I know dV/dt is 4. What is the formula for the volume of a sphere, which they think you should know? All right, so 4/3 pi r cubed. I need to take the derivative, bring down the power, r squared, dr dt. All right, clean that up a little bit. Look at that. All right, dV/dt, what is dV/dt? It's 4, and the radius is 3. It's a pretty big deal. Okay, now here's what I did, guys. 4 divided by 4, just cancel those out. Now I'm going to have 1 equals 9 pi. 4 divided by 4 cancel. If you see things I can cancel out through division, do it. Especially if you're in a class next year that doesn't allow a calculator in this class. All right. So I'm going to have 9 pi. We're going to divide both sides by 9 pi. So that was the thing, guys, you might have missed. Like, you need pi in the denominator. Like, that's not the denominator. That's not what we're working with here, all right? Or if you did something like that, I was like, I'm not convinced that's in the denominator, okay? Make sure I know that pi is in the denominator. So that's dr dt. That's cool, but what did it want? It wanted the derivative of the surface area. So the surface area is 4 pi r squared. So dSA dt is 8 pi r dr dt. Oh, the radius is 3. dr dt is 1/9 pi. The pi is going to cancel. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 9 is 8 over 3. Or 3 divided by 9 is a third. What's a third times 8? 8 thirds. 8 thirds. Centimeters squared per minute. Okay, that is it. Yeah, so you're gonna be turning that 6 questions total. Want to see that work? Want to see the questions? Let's not lose points on completion there, folks. Anyway, that is it. This video is long enough. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.